What's up, YouTube family? Today we're doing a man unit from Amazon. We found this one after we've done a lot of different man weaves and none of them looked realistic enough for what we wanted to do. So we had to try something different. So in this video we already got him pre-cut and I just wanted to show you how easy this is to apply. So what I'm doing is just cutting this trim piece off. I don't know if some people keep that or not, but it didn't look like it was gonna fit for the custom solution that we're doing for my client. We want it to look as natural as possible. We don't want it to give any signs of not being his natural hair. So after we got him cut, we went ahead and applied the adhesive directly to his scalp. We did prep it, we cleaned it, we prepped it, we used a scalp prep spray, and then we applied our adhesive, and we're going ahead and heating that up so that it can adhere to his head a little bit better. You see those slits right there? Those are to give us some extra wiggle room once we work this all the way down onto his head. So we are going to just walk that down with our right hand, and then the left hand we're just making sure that it doesn't stick anywhere that we don't want it to stick yet. Really be sure to take your time with this part because you don't want to have to back this off and peel the adhesive or that glue back off of the scalp. So just make sure that you do this part right the first time. If you don't do any other part of the process right the first time, make sure that you do this slowly and take your time. We're going to apply some pressure, and we're also going to apply some heat to this just to make sure it's the same temperature and make sure that the glue gets worked into the unit as well as the scalp. Ooh, so now we're gonna do a rough edge up with the clippers. So we're just cutting the bulk away actually. So the front of that was almost all the way down at his eyes, and we're just cutting this into the shape of a hairline before we even knock this down. So we're creating a perimeter just like you would do with any haircut. We're creating a perimeter, and then we're going to cut the hair down to length and then just make it match up with the fade that he's already got. So we'll do some blending, we'll do some trimming, some blending, some blending and trimming, and then everything should look pretty smooth. What I just sprayed right there was a heat protectant, so that's not necessary, but that's just what it was. You could use some other types of oil and hydrating solution to make this easier to comb, but I just chose that one because I may use heat. I was thinking I might use heat down the road here, so I just figured I'd go ahead and get that worked through. So we're going to comb this out just like you would with any haircut, combing this out the way that we're going to cut it, and then just prepping it to start cutting with the clippers. So this part is really satisfying. So this is where you'll start to see it come together. You'll see the top just instantly start to flow with the bottom. And what we'll do is just pretty much customize any overhang and create some transitions to make it flow a lot more naturally into the rest of his fade. I decided to keep this part because I wanted to give the people who are deciding if this is a unit they'd like to purchase an option to see how the rest of this cut. So I'm not using very much effort. We're almost cutting this like a regular haircut, except I'm having to pull this with my offhand. So it's not like the units that you put together where you have to glue each piece down and then you kind of have to just float your clippers over the top so that you don't pull it apart. This you can actually cut a lot more like regular hair. This is the customization part I was talking about. So I'm really folding the corners of this up just to cut this with the razor. So I'm folding the corners anywhere where we want to have overhang. So the back side of that, if you cut the lace part, you can cut it where the rest of the hair will still hang over the unit. So if you cut it with scissors, it'll just cut it blunt. But if you cut the lace part with the razor, you'll still have enough hair to hang over and transition into his hair that's growing out of his scalp. This part we're just cutting with the shears because it's just so much bulk and so much extra overhang that we just want to get it out of the way. So we're going to go back, clean it up with the razor, and then edge it up pretty much like a normal edge up with this one. The trimmers would actually hit. I didn't have any issues like I did with the glue where we were trying to fight it and then get the razor to move the rest of the glue out of the way like when we did the man weave. This one, if you cut, that part of the lace and leave the overhang, you can still edge it up. And that's what I like so much about this. It saves both of us a lot of time, and then we may even be able to reuse this unit. I don't know why I said we might be able to. This one we did actually reuse. We got to wash it really well. We got to reapply it. And eventually we decided to move on to one that we taped down so that it was even easier to clean and reuse. So if this is something that you might try, or if this helped you or gave you a tip, I'm going to leave all the links to the supplies down in the comments, but just give us a subscribe. If you want to purchase any of the supplies that we used here, I'm putting the units, the razors, everything down there. Go ahead and use my link. I would earn commission there, but if not, thank you for watching, and let me know what questions you have down in the comments. I'll get back to all of them. And yeah, thank you again for watching. I'm going to show you what it looked like when we finished again, and as always, see you soon.